Gwennetta Wright.
And I'm Deonta B.
And welcome to Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. Hey girl, Happy New Year.
I know it is the new year 2021 and 2020, man. Aside of us being in a pandemic, I can't say it was a bad year.
No, 2020 was a good year for us, but, I'm just glad it's over because we know a lot of people suffered in 2020. A lot of people died. And so we're just going to start the new year off with a reset, and we claiming this is our year.
Most definitely. And I'm so excited about today's show. It's the top of the year show, and aside of that, we're talking about professional manifest. Did you always know what profession you want to be in?
No, when I really figured it out, though, I feel like I spent my career manifesting everything that I wanted. I think it's important to speak life into what you want.
It is, definitely.
And so our guest today, we have Kaci York-Person. She's a celebrity stylist. And who else we got?
We have DJ Manifest. He is a serial entrepreneur. Clothing line, producer, the list goes on. So, I can't wait to hear what he has to say. And we also have Zeph Baker, and he is a community activist. So when you want to talk about professional manifest, they are at the top of their game. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. Stay tuned, keep it locked. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Deonta B of Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and you can catch us every first and third Monday on Fox 54. If you would like to be a show guest, contact us on Facebook at Gwen's Business Corner, or you can email us at gwenbusinesscorner@gmail.com.
With virtual and in-office tax preparation from Expert Tax Service, you can file your tax return anytime, anywhere. Expert Tax Service makes it easy. Just log on to experttaxservices.com to get started. Our tax professionals will work with you to make filing your taxes simple, no matter where you are. Expert Tax Service. We're here for you at our offices in Columbus and Stone Mountain, or online nationwide at experttaxservices.com. Log on and get started today.
So welcome back. Today we're talking about manifestation. And our first guest, that's his name. Hey, how are you?
What's going on, good sister? How you doing?
Welcome to the corner.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Manifest.
Yes, we love the name.
Thank you.
do.
So let's jump right into it. So you have been in the music industry for 2 decades. That's a long time.
That's right.
So tell me, what was the inspiration, if you can remember, all the way back then, why you got into it?
Yeah, so my inspiration, my older sister, boyfriend at the time, I was just a little kid. He was into music, and their father had like the only studio in my hometown, which was Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And I watched him, and I admired him a whole lot. So he would bring me to the studio, him and his older brother, and I learned a lot from them. And they had an untimely death, but before they passed, they had told their father that I had picked up, the talent to do music like real fast at an early age. So as time went by, their father took me under their wing, and I'm talking 13, 14 years old, I'm running a full-fledged studio.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Not owning it, but just working in it at the time.
That's amazing. Still at 13.
It is.
No doubt.
Yes.
So, everybody wants to be an artist of some type most of the time. But the thing about it is getting in there with that producer that's really going to make the right music and the right sound.
Right.
So what are some of the services that you provide that may assist some of the new artists that are in artist development?
So one of the key words you said, artist development, that's what I love to do first.
Okay.
Also, I provide production. My team leads the music. Also, we do consultation. Also, we do recording, mixing and mastering as well.
Wow.
I like that.
So the whole works,
Yeah. Artist development is very important.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of artists, they slipping on that.
Miss it.
They need that service.
No doubt.
So we just came out of 2020, and we had to be faced with, the COVID-19. And I know for the music industry, it got kind of hit pretty hard.
It did.
So what was some of the challenges that you had to face being a music producer during COVID?
So as far as being a music producer, the challenges were a little different because a lot of the artists weren't getting booked for shows. So most of the artists, they're trying to hold on to all the deeds that they had, their money. So a lot of people didn't really spend too much money like on beats and production services. But on the flip side, that was the time for a lot of people to come into the recording studio and record new music. So when this thing kind of lift up, they'll have enough ammo to get them through 2021.
Right. It's a lot of people that came out with a lot of music in 2020. It's like a whole lot of people from, especially back in the days, they hadn't put out music in forever. It was like a lot of them, you kept seeing them in the studio recording. So yeah, I got that.
That's right.
Yeah. So you have worked with some of the most well-known artists. I mean, just to name a few: Rick Ross, Wiz Khalifa, Moneybagg Yo, Young Dolph.
Yes.
What were some of the strategies that you used that aided in landing these opportunities that made you one of the most sought-after producers in the South? Because now, you know, everybody's working with J Manifest. They want to get it manifested.
Right. So, you know, one of the primary things that I had to learn on the way, and it was, you know, trial and error, is to be able to balance administration along with the workflow. Okay. When I first started, it was just beats. I had 100 beats, so thousands of beats just sitting on my hard drive, but no relationships. I wasn't nurturing the relationships or anything like that. Right. But once I understood that once you establish these relationships, you have to nurture it, you have to get the beats out. So I started to understand that I'd rather do 100 beats a month versus 1,000 and nurture the relationships I have versus having 1,000 beats and no kind of administration.
Relationships is very important.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know, or I think especially as entrepreneurs, that's the key to building what you're trying to build, the relationships that you build with other people.
Absolutely.
So outside of being a music producer and being in the music world, you have Kickz and Snarez.
That's right.
So tell us what made you want to launch that and tell us a little bit about it.
So Kickz and Snarez is a lifestyle brand that was influenced by me being a producer. Okay. You know, coming up, I saw Jay-Z, he had Rockaware, you had Jeezy, 8732, you had Puff Daddy, Sean John, but you really didn't see too many producers come out with a lifestyle brand that represent what we do. And that's what Kickz and Snarez is for. Really for anybody, but it was influenced by producers.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've had 20 years in the industry.
Yes.
So tell me, what advice would you give to someone that's looking to break in the music industry as a producer?
As a producer? Well, kind of piggybacking on what I said, like maintaining those relationships, nurturing those relationships, and don't just stay in your bedroom or your studio and just make a zillion beats. Get out there, network, go to these conferences, go to these events, and just make sure, you know, you establish those relationships as well.
Absolutely. No. Well, we have enjoyed your interview. I think you dropped a lot of nuggets. So tell the viewers, if they're looking for a music producer and they want to work with you, how can they find you?
Absolutely. Social media is JManifestNC. Email legionofmusic, MUZIK, @gmail.com.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
All the way from Raleigh, North Carolina.
No doubt.
Yes.
NC, baby.
Well, there you have it. It is 2021. We want to get you into manifesting that profession that you are in. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. Stay tuned. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
With virtual and in-office tax preparation from Expert Tax Service, you can file your tax return anytime, anywhere. Expert Tax Service makes it easy. Just log on to experttaxservices.com to get started. Our tax professionals will work with you to make filing your taxes simple, no matter where you are. Expert Tax Service. We're here for you at our offices in Columbus and Stone Mountain, or online nationwide at experttaxservices.com. Log on and get started today.
Hi, I'm Deonta B of Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and you can catch us every first and third Monday on Fox 54. If you would like to be a show guest, contact us on Facebook at Gwen's Business Corner, or you can email us at gwenbusinesscorner@gmail.com.
Expert Tax Service. We're here for you at our offices in Columbus and Stone Mountain, or online nationwide at experttaxservices.com. Log on and get started today.
Welcome back. So if you are just tuning in, today we are talking about profession manifestation in 2021, and we have 20-year vet celebrity stylist Kaci York-Person. Welcome to the corner.
Welcome to the corner.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
She does. She is representing.
You're glowing in 2021.
Yes, manifesting.
Okay.
Literally everything. Seriously, yes.
So you've been in the beauty industry for a while, and you do celebrity stylist.
I do. I have. It was quite an interesting role getting there, but I do celebrity stylist. I've gotten a chance to work on things such as the Housewives, Atlanta Housewives. The most recent thing is Tyler Perry's House of Pain. I do Aunt Ella, that plays Aunt Ella on there. That's my most recent accomplishment. But I've gotten to work on so many different things. The Walking Dead, which has always been a favorite TV show of mine, and Star, and so many more. But yes.
So what was your inspiration starting into the beauty industry?
My inspiration starting out was just mainly growing up. My mom was in and out of the hospital due to having sarcoidosis. And, you know, my grandmother didn't know anything about hair. So that kind of inspired me to do my own hair, kind of learn about it. And that was like a huge inspiration for me. I literally thought, though, I was going to be a doctor because my mom was a nurse. But I literally, like, hair is my passion. I love it. So that inspired me to want to help other people. I want to help other women, men, whoever. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to take you back to the beginning stages, because we know when you're that stylist and you're starting out, it's hard to get people to take you serious. You know, you have to develop the talent into a business. So what were some of the challenges that you faced when in the beginning stages of being a stylist?
The most, oh God, it's several, but I think the number one thing for me was fear.
Okay.
Fear of being liked, fear of my work being great to compete with other people, or for people to be like, oh, I want her to do my hair,
right,
or I want her to, you know, do anything, because I also do makeup as well. So they're like, I just, you know, that fear of wanting to be accepted was like a number one issue for me. But once I got to see how people gravitate towards me, and we build bonds, and, you know, we have fun, and to see that whole just, I guess, manifest into what I want it to be,
right,
that was like, okay, I can do it. And then the fear just started to ease off. And once that started to ease off, I started to feel a little bit better. So I definitely think that was my biggest challenge, fear and staying dedicated.
Oh yeah, that's the
She
problem
just
for.
said something.
Yeah, that's a problem for a lot of folks.
Right.
Because fear, a lot of people won't move forward because of the fear of failure, the fear
Yes.
of definitely not being liked, especially
Yes.
with the social media today.
Yes.
So like you mentioned before, you work with and on the set of a lot of shows, The Real Housewives, House of Pain, and of course, as stylists, a lot of stylists, when they doing hair, they want to get in that space. So what were some of the strategies that you use to be able to work on those types of sets?
One of the strategies was just simply believing in myself, being me. I did want, you know, I think every stylist, I would say, starting out, you know, like I said, fear plays a huge part. So once you're starting out, do I reach out to this person? Do I say something to this person? Well, maybe they may not want me to do. But once I got to overcome that, and I started to reach out to people, and I just started being myself and asking for opportunities. Literally, how I got my job at Tyler Perry Studios. After a show one day on tour, I walked up and I was like, hey, Tyler Perry, Marks, do you think it's possible I can get a job at the studio? And 3 months later, I got a phone call like, hey, we want to know if you want to come work and do, I think my first movie was actually Boo 2. My first movie that I actually shot was Boo 2, and I did Aunt Bam. And that just opened up a whole world. So if I had not asked, then I probably wouldn't be.
And believe, like you said,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Believing and manifesting, like, honestly, I have to say this one little thing. My manifestation before I actually started was I wanted to be able to have all my kids married, career, and everything set by 30. Manifested it literally. I turned 30 last year. I have 4 kids, married for almost 10 years. Well, almost 11 years, excuse me. He might hit me if I say that. He'd be like, psh, don't do that. But married for 11 years, and just manifested being in this space. And to see it come into fruition is just like, whoa. I didn't even expect that I would be ready for it, but here I am on the here with you lovely ladies. So.
Amazing. I love it.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
I love it.
So you've taken styling a step further with Konception Beauty.
Yes.
Hair growth, to be
Yes.
exact. So what was the inspiration behind developing a product? Because we know so many people, we talk about how important
Right.
it is to develop products, especially with things happening like it is now. So what made you start a hair care specialty?
That natural hair growth is very important to me. Even though we wear these wigs or extensions, we tend to forget our hair underneath.
Right.
And that is huge for me. You have to be able to maintain that. So with Konception Beauty, what I did was to try to understand our hair, how your hair is different from your hair.
Right.
So what may work for you may not work for you. So trying to understand something that could work for a collective to help maintain your natural hair, I definitely, I had to dive into that. As well as it's a luxury hairline and wig line. But I also am diving into, coming into 2021, customer service for the hair industry.
I love that.
Yeah, because I
Yes.
mean, you know, if you're an extensions wearer or a wig wearer, sometimes you may not know about the certain products, absolutely, of what you're buying. But if you had the comfort to talk to someone before you made a purchase and say, hey, I want to know, well, this may work for my hair, well, this may not, then, you know, boom, down and there. So we're diving into a couple of things. It's several little things going on, but just know
Yeah.
Konception Beauty is coming.
That's gonna really be something.
That's gonna be a game changer.
It's gonna change. That's what I was about
Definitely
to
gonna be
say.
a game changer.
Yeah.
Because I just think about, like she just said, just thinking about when you go to the beauty supply store, you're trying to figure out which product should I get. Like I really don't know what I need for this style,
Yeah.
and you know all those different things.
And
So,
then, yeah.
Yeah, but not even only that, with way COVID hit last year, it's like a lot of people ordering online.
Right.
And so when you're ordering products online, it's like, okay, well, people don't put good descriptions. So it's like, okay, is this really for my hair?
Exactly.
It's not for my hair. So I love it. Well, girl, you gave some good niggas, and we want to make sure that everybody gets your hair growth. So come get their hair done by you, girl. So
get your
tell our viewers how they can find you.
So how you can find me is on Instagram at I am KASIRENE Kaci Renee or _ Konception Beauty KONCEPTION Beauty. That's how you can find your girl, and stay tuned because when I tell you we got a lot of manifestations going on around here for 2021. Believe that. And I do want to say thank you both so
Thank
much
you
for
for
having me.
coming.
It's really
Thank
been a
you,
true and great
yes.
experience.
Oh, thank you. I love your nails, girl.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty.
she just got all the Konception Beauty. Like that name just fits everything. The way she looks, everything.
Oh, and don't forget, we have new luxury hair coming. Raw hair, y'all. So y'all can all stay gorgeous. But it's
yes.
affordable.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. We are talking about professional manifestation. And I mean, coming up next, we're going to talk to a community activist. So you better stay tuned. Keep it locked. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
With virtual and in-office tax preparation from Expert Tax Service, you can file your tax return anytime, anywhere. Expert Tax Service makes it easy. Just log on to experttaxservices.com to get started. Our tax professionals will work with you to make filing your taxes simple, no matter where you are. Expert Tax Service. We're here for you at our offices in Columbus and Stone Mountain, or online nationwide at experttaxservices.com. Log on and get started today.
Hi, I'm Deonta B of Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and you can catch us every first and third Monday on Fox 54. If you would like to be a show guest, contact us on Facebook at Gwen's Business Corner, or you can email us at gwenbusinesscorner@gmail.com.
So welcome back. Today we're talking about manifesting in your profession. And our next guest has definitely did that in his journey, Mr. Zeph Baker. Welcome to the corner.
Welcome.
Glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
So let's jump right
Thanks
into
for all
it.
for listening.
All right, so you're an entrepreneur. You have a company called Health Matters. So tell us how you got started.
Okay. Well, it started because I was doing work with group homes. First, I actually can take it back to my upbringing.
Okay.
You know, being the son of a pastor, my parents have always taught me to be of service to the community, to help out, to be intentional in your service. And so, you know, as I began to, you know, come into adulthood, I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, you know, of, you know, having a vision within yourself and wanting to be able to kind of be exercise and get it out without kind of being your own boss. You know what I mean? I can't remember the last time that I've actually worked in somebody else's company. So I've been doing it for quite some time. But it really came from my parents, you know, being of service to the community. So I started a group home, and my first group home actually was not for youth. It was for adults. Okay. And it was, at first I wanted to do personal care homes. And the more I studied, which is another tidbit of advice, you know, if you're going to be good and successful in entrepreneurship, you have to study your market. And you have to also not only know your market, but you have to also know yourself. Right. You know, and people don't realize that because a lot of times they get caught up doing things that they see other people successful in, but that's not good for them.
So what are some of the services that you provide along with the intake process? Because we know, like you said, it's a market that is much needed. So what are some of those and what would that be?
Well, the service that we provide mental health services, we provide CAG, day health services. In our outpatient facility, we do respiratory therapy, physical therapy, restorative care, pre and post-surgical care. Any nursing service, we're able to do that during the day hours. But then there's some who cannot make it into the facility, you know, so I would send the nurses into those homes. So anybody having trouble with their ADLs, anybody who suffered from a stroke, anybody coming off surgery, I would send the nurses into their homes. And we provide the level of nursing services all the way from just a CNA, you know, to an LPN, to RN, to MSN. We do all nursing services. Yep.
So it's a lot of people who want to develop or start a personal care home, a group home. There's so many different names for it. So what were some of the obstacles that you faced in development of this business?
Well, the obstacles a lot of times is really just yourself. And I try to concentrate on it because we can always talk about these people or they don't want you to do something. But Gwen, come on, you know that you've had those same challenges. Nobody wants you to excel. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm going to share a story with you. Some of the obstacles, first of all, being the first. You know what I mean? And at least the first in my circle. Right. You know what I mean? Because there's always, as the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? So my father, I remember, he's from country town, Crawford, Alabama. And I remember him telling, he's the oldest of 3 siblings, 3 kids by my grandma. But he said that when he was, you know, graduated from high school, he did well, smart kid. I think he was valedictorian down there. But he said he remembered, somebody said, you know, what is old Wayne getting ready to do now that he finished? You know, what Wayne getting ready to do? And he said he was going off to college. And he went to, you know, and I think it was an uncle or somebody who was close in the community. You know, everybody called him back then in a small town, everybody uncle. But he said that he told us, he heard him say to like, oh, that so-and-so ain't getting ready to do nothing. Right. You know, my dad, that was motivation to go ahead and get out of the small town of Crawford, Alabama. And he went, when my big mama, you know, his mother, single parent, all she had was the farm, didn't have the money, you know what I mean? But she still sent all 3 kids off to college. Every one of her children from the farm out in Crawford, Alabama, graduated from a 4-year University. My dad went off to become an accountant, get his degree at Grambling State University, pledged Q, did all kind of great things in college, and he was able to come back, of course, be an accountant for Blue Cross Blue Shield, also being called into the ministry. But I say that I remember my dad telling me that story. He was the first college student to come out of where he was from. Not that other people hadn't graduated from college, but in his circle, that was the biggest challenge, being the first, because nobody else had done it. So it was always a denial that it was going to be done.
Right.
You understand? So those are some of the challenges that I see, because I'm sure you can attest to that.
I can.
You know, all of us can attest to that, that a lot of times when you're the first to do it within your circle, that is the biggest challenge.
Absolutely.
Yes. So what would be the greatest advice you would give to someone in your position in the middle of COVID-19?
Well, first of all, in COVID-19, it doesn't matter. And you know that those of us who have survived, this has been one of my best years.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
But exactly. And so it's not that way simply because of COVID-19.
Right.
It's that way because in post-COVID-19, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to also diversify your goods, your services, and the delivery of your product and services. How are you going to deliver it? You understand?
Right.
And that's what COVID-19 has brought about within the healthcare field. They kind of relaxed the rules because it was a lot of hands-on, and the only way we could get paid is if we had the hands-on contact.
Right.
But I told my friend, I said, man, I'm not closing down my center.
Right.
You know, because doctors are not closing down their offices. The hospital is not shutting down. This is a time for us to be open.
Right.
You understand? So I was in Columbus. I was the only one open at first during COVID-19. And it's like, why would I not be open? Because these clients that I serve, they need the care.
Right.
They need to come in and get in somebody to be able to lay eyes on them and a nurse to be able to check on them every day.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, you have so many nuggets. So tell the viewers how they can find you.
Well, we're at 1124 13th Street, Columbus, Georgia, 31901. You can also call 706. Well, actually, email. I'd rather do the email, which is healthmattersga@gmail.com.
So, y'all, we have to get out of here, but before we go, you make sure that you are following me, Gwennetta Wright, on all social media outlets. And make sure you're following Gwen Business Corner as well. And you know it's tax season, so you come check me and Deonta out at Expert Tax Service. Do tell them how to find you.
Well, you can check me out at all social media outlets at The Real Deonta B. And I mean, it is 2021, so we want you to make sure that you are manifesting every profession and kicking the door in for this season. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. See you next time.
Absolutely.
Peace.